Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. In the tapestry of the young and the restless, few names carry the weight, history, and heart as deeply as Chancellor. From being born into a powerful legacy to dying a hero's death, Chance's journey is as layered as Genoa City's deepest secrets. But what truly happened to Chancellor? What path did he walk to meet such a shocking fate, and why has his story stirred up such powerful reactions? This is more than just a recap, it's a character's journey through love, duty, heartbreak, and sacrifice. Chancellor, born Philip Chancellor IV, didn't have a normal childhood, not even by soap opera standards. The son of Nina Webster and Philip Chancellor III, Chance's life was marked by a web of lies and mysteries from the very beginning. His father faked his death, his mother was torn apart, and his future was defined by a family name that carried both glory and burden. He was the last remaining branch of the Chancellor family tree, the final symbol of a dynasty that shaped Genoa City for decades. And because of that, Chance never had the luxury of making simple choices. His early years were filled with back-and-forth appearances, but he truly returned to the canvas as a man hardened by war and strengthened by purpose. A soldier. A detective. A protector. He was brave but emotionally bruised, a character haunted by his past and forever searching for a sense of home. Chance had his share of loves, some tender, some turbulent. He was romantically linked to Chloe Mitchell, Heather Stevens, and others through the years. But it was his bond with Abby Newman that would ultimately define one of the most significant chapters of his life. Their relationship seemed like something out of a fairy tale at first. Chance and Abby married in a lavish wedding and dreamt of building a life together. But reality, as always in Genoa City, had other plans. Chance struggled with infertility, the devastating revelation that deeply impacted his sense of masculinity and identity. Abby, determined to have a child, chose to move forward with a donor, Devon Hamilton, and a surrogate, Mariah Copeland. Baby Dominic was born into an unconventional, loving, but emotionally complex family. And while Abby threw herself into motherhood, Chance found himself withdrawing, paralyzed by PTSD and the crushing weight of not being Dominic's biological father. He tried. He truly did. But in the end, he made the heartbreaking decision to let Devon step in as Dom's legal guardian. It was a choice many viewers debated, but one that revealed a man who wanted the best for his son, even if that meant stepping away. Chance's journey wasn't just about family, it was about justice. As a detective, he constantly put others before himself. Whether he was investigating powerful figures or uncovering dirty secrets, Chance was the man who would walk into the fire if it meant someone else would make it out alive. But the job took its toll. His once bright eyes dimmed with trauma. His confidence wavered. And Genoa City, a place filled with familiar faces and painful memories, felt less like home and more like a prison. Still, he kept going. Even when his marriage to Abby ended. Even when he was emotionally adrift. Even when the Chancellor mansion felt more like a museum than a living, breathing place. Then came the case that changed everything, the one that led him to France. In a twist that would rival any noir thriller, Chance received a call from Ashby, his old family friend and occasional rival. The invitation was simple on the surface: come to a party at a lavish estate in Nice, France, celebrating a mysterious business merger involving Kane and a man named Aristotle Dumas. But things were never that simple. Kane didn't just want a guest, he wanted a protector. He feared someone was targeting him, and Chance, forever the loyal soldier, agreed to fly out to France. This wasn't about luxury or leisure. It was about doing what he did best, serving justice. What he didn't know was that this trip would become the last chapter of his life. The party at the French estate was filled with tension. Hidden agendas. Secret identities. Ashby himself was acting strangely, especially around his associate Carter, who many didn't know was hiding deadly intentions. As the festivities unfolded under the moonlit sky, Carter broke He confessed to killing a man named Damian, someone tied to both Lily Winters and the larger business scheme. It was a shocking revelation, one that sent guests into a spiral of fear and confusion. And then he pulled a gun. In that moment, the world stopped. Carter held Lily hostage, his hands shaking, his heart filled with regret and rage. Guests screamed. People ran. But Chance stood firm. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He stepped between the danger and the innocent, like he always did. A single shot rang out. It was a fatal one. The bullet struck Chance in the chest. He collapsed, bleeding, struggling to breathe, his final act one of pure courage. He died. In Kane Ashby's arms, a hero to the end. Seconds later, Carter turned the gun on himself, completing the tragedy in a blaze of violence and grief. The news of Chance's death spread like wildfire across Genoa City. Nina, his mother, shattered. Jill, his grandmother, devastated. Abby, in disbelief, holding Dominic close, unable to comprehend the loss. This wasn't just the death of a man. This was the end of the Chancellor line. The last blood heir of a once mighty family was gone. His absence echoed in every corner of the Chancellor estate, in every storyline connected to the past 40 years of the young and the restless. Fans were heartbroken. Many were furious. To some, the decision to kill off Chance felt disrespectful to the Chancellor legacy. Others viewed it as poetic, an honorable death for a man who always put others before himself. But no matter where one stood, the truth was undeniable: Chance Chancellor was gone. Chance was never perfect. He was complex, flawed, at times withdrawn, at times heroic. He could be stubborn and impulsive. But his heart was always in the right place. He carried the weight of his family name, the trauma of war, and the emotional scars of betrayal. And still, he stood tall until the very end. He was the man who risked everything to protect others, even when he had nothing left to give. He was the kind of character that reminded us that true heroism isn't loud, it's quiet, sacrificial, and often unnoticed. In Genoa City, his death created ripples that are still unfolding. Kane Ashby is grappling with guilt, wondering if inviting Chance to France was a fatal mistake. Lily Winters is haunted by being caught in the middle of a deadly confession, Devon. And Abby must now raise Dominic, knowing his father died a hero, but also a stranger in many ways. Jack, Jill, Billy, and Victor are left to pick up the pieces of a legacy once built on strength, now crumbling into grief. Chance's funeral was somber and understated, just as he might have wanted. No grand spectacle. Just memories, tears, and a folded flag placed into his mother's hands. Across social media, the young and the restless audience erupted in disbelief. Why kill off Chance Chancellor? He's a legacy character. Disrespectful. That's the only word for this. Chance died for Kane. After everything he's done. He deserved better. The Chancellor name deserved better. Others mourned Connor Floyd's exit from the show. His portrayal of Chance, especially in the final years, had brought a grounded, emotional weight to the role. He gave the character heart, dignity, and ultimately, a noble end. But for many viewers, the question still burns: was this really the right way to say goodbye? Soap fans always ask, what if? What if Chance hadn't gone to France? What if he'd had more time with Dominic? What if he'd rebuilt his relationship with Abby? What if he'd stayed in Genoa City and uncovered a conspiracy at Chancellor Winters? What if, what if, what if? That's the nature of soaps. Stories aren't just entertainment. They're emotional investment. They're years of watching, loving, crying, and hoping. And when a character like Chance dies, it feels like losing a friend. A family member. A part of history. Chance Chancellor was more than just another guy on a daytime drama. He was a symbol of loyalty. Of duty. Of enduring heartache without losing hope. And now, he's a symbol of loss. Soap deaths are rarely permanent. And though the show treated Chance's death as final, fans are already dreaming up ways he might return. Was he really dead? Did he fake his death again for an undercover mission? Is there a secret twin out there? Could Dominic grow up and resemble his father so much that the past comes alive again? Only time will tell. But even if he never returns, Chancellor's spirit will always live on in Genoa City. In the memory of those who loved him. In the storyline ripples he left behind. And in the hearts of millions of fans who still wish that final gunshot never happened. What happened to Chancellor? He lived a life filled with love and sacrifice. He walked away from comfort to protect strangers. He gave up his place in his son's life to give him stability. He went to France when others would have said no. He died not for glory, but because someone needed saving. That's who Chancellor was. And that's how he'll be remembered. Not just as a cop. Not just as a chancellor.